Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome to my Let's Try of the demo of Mabby, a side-scrolling action puzzle platformer developed by JoyPlay. It's inspired primarily by the Mega Man Classic series of games, but it takes more inspiration from just that series. In fact, it experiments quite a bit with its level design, combining both fast-paced, action-based levels and slower, more puzzle-centric stages, as well as everything else in between. In addition to that, the game features a linear storyline and explores more unique interactions with enemies, terrain, and liftable objects. This game is also trying to get onto Steam through Steam Greenlight, so I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Without further ado, let's begin. This demo only contains 2 levels, so I'll go through all 2 of them in this Let's Try. I only went through half of level 1 in this Let's Try for testing purposes, so most of it afterwards are basically blind. I'll be playing with the Type B controller or keyboard configuration, as I prefer using the arrow keys for movement. Sadly, it doesn't seem that there's any controller configs for controllers, but to be fair, this is a browser-based one, so it could be a bit difficult. Let me erase my old file, and reopen it and begin. So let's begin the story. Woodland Way, Kimberly Tran, March 6, 2017, Day 1. Following the conception of the tomb, Mabby is separated from the others and is left to fend for herself in this unusual world created within. She awakens and, unaware of the perils that await her, skips happily along to explore her new surroundings. The adventure begins. Now, one of the things I like about this game that makes it a bit unique compared to other titles is its striking aesthetic. As you can see, it has a rather blocky aesthetic. Alright, here we control Mabby, this green-colored blocky creature. You can move left and right with the arrow keys, crouch using down, and Z up to go jump upwards. And you can fire with the X key. So about the same as Mega Man Classic controls, although with the addition of crouching. This aesthetic kind of reminds me of Super Paper Mario if you were to ask me. Oh, and you can create these green cubes by pressing the F button. And you can destroy them early by pressing the D key. And hold the up button to go high, to jump higher, of course. And here's where you use Z in order to create these platforms. But these only last for a temporary period of time, as indicated by the timer. It seems like the timer resets once it hits the walls, so I think there'll be some useful challenges here and there. That's for sure. And you can actually stop the movement of these blocks by placing another block right in front of it. In fact, it actually resets the timer for the old one, which it intersects with. Plus, of course, you can destroy the old block by just pressing the S key. I mean D. Now, you may think that I'm going to be stuck here, but there's a trick here. By jumping on one and creating another one and destroying the old one, I can get past. And now if I can just do it correctly. There we go. It takes a little bit of time getting used to, but once you do, you can do a lot of interesting jumps here and there. So D to fire the block, S to destroy it early. And here's the tutorial for X. We need to destroy these blocks in order to pass onwards. The first stage doesn't seem to have any enemies, it's just getting used to creating and destroying these blocks. And jumping and shooting, of course. No crouching required yet. And apparently we can also use X in order to grab and throw these blocks, which we open up these slots in order to get into these doors or something. Interesting, so we need to create a block here and get across and throw that there. Easy enough. Okay, here's a little bit of a harder challenge. I can't refire blocks when this is down, so I need to get I need to create these and jump right on top of them when I can get up. Oh, and cute, the block actually blinks when I do these things. Let's see here. There we have it, at least it slides into place if it's on the edge. That makes it a lot easier. Oh, and here's a birdhouse? It looks to be a birdhouse. Oh hey, we can go past it and get this chopstick, I presume. And at the top and the bottom left part of the screen, we can also see Mabby's life bar, indicated by those 8 distinct chunks and the number of squares she can create, or cubes. So let's get up here. Well, okay, she somehow fit in there. So that was Woodland Way. So next up we're on to Cuberd Cluster. Kimberly Tran, March 7, 2017, Day 2. Mabby makes her way through the forest, learning the ways of the new world as she advances. Upon reaching a clearing at the end of the forest, she finds Cuberd's house. Mabby drops inside, falling downward into uncertainty. So we found one out of the 2 chalk sticks, not chopsticks. I wonder where the other one was. Probably have to use some of those platforms in order to get across to them. Okay, so now we're in the birdhouse, or Cuberd house. Okay, so we have our first enemy, Cuberds. So we just need to shoot them 3 times in order to destroy them. But they will fire those pellets at your current position. Oh, and we have a present. We need to get this block on that. Oh. Okay, when we hold this block, these things will actually despawn. I wonder what happens if I fall in there. Okay, I die, of course. That's good to know. So when I hold that present, those yellow blocks spawn. I bet some enemies are gonna spawn here. I better get up here and... Ow. Well, it's good to see I get damage for 1 point per hit when I get hit by any of these things. So for the top birds, I need to jump on these in order to hit them. And it seems that we have a 5 pellet shot limit or something. So it's well over the limit that I have before I can actually get stuck. Okay, I need to shunt it over somehow. There we go. I see what I need to do here. Almost made it. I just need to time it just at the right time so I can actually make it across, and then I can make my way across and get this over. So the challenges are starting to get a bit more difficult in terms of timing. There's probably going to be a large... Oh, that's a really large Cuberd. Well, if I can stand up here, I can easily just spam. I can spam shots and just destroy it. It's firing those small homing seagull Cuberds or whatever they're called. So just spam the fire button and down it goes. Not really a difficult mini-boss, but hey, it's the first mini-boss I fought. I have to get across here and... Whoa! Okay, so that Cuberd will try jumping it. It'll try eating the block I'm standing on. Or the first block. And it just one-shots me. That was bad. I see what I need to do here. Not that, of course. Put it over there and miss completely. It looks more to be like a duck, to be fair. Oh, I see. I need to ride the cube over with it and then throw it over. I see what I need to do here. There we go. Clever. So the puzzles are certainly going up in terms of difficulty. I wonder where the other chalk sticks are. Maybe they're below? No. Well, there doesn't seem to be a penalty for dying, so that's appreciated. Can I kill it? Oh no, it's completely indestructible. Oh hey, that was the end of the stage. Oh, that's quite a big yellow Cuberd. I kind of saw a similar one in the background. Okay, it's a boss. Oh, and we can actually set it to bounce if we do it correctly. Okay, so get up to it and start attacking. But I can only attack when its mouth is open. Oh, if I can only... Okay, and these hatch into smaller Cuberds. That's going to be a slight problem. And it take 2 hits to destroy. But I can certainly see use if I can position myself correctly. Yeah, these birds are kind of difficult to hit. Oh boy. Oh no, now we have the red Cubirds, the angry ones. So when I get to the left, they will hatch and create those smaller Cubirds, which will home into you. And when this boss goes into rage mode, it'll create those red ones. Okay, let's talk to this boss. Okay. So Mabby's species are blockheads. I wonder what the tomb that earlier character mentioned was. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, that's quite meta. Kinda reminds me more of Super Paper Mario, to be fair. Well, down goes that giant Cuberd. Can we go left? Well, that was certainly a nice boss fight. You could either just fight it by just jumping and shooting, just like classic Mega Man, or you could just take advantage of spawning these green cubes, so you could just shunt over those eggs, I would assume, and you could just stay in place and rapidly fire without missing a pace. Well, I guess there's no other place to go other than down. So the next stage is RABBO Rumble. Kimberly Tran, okay, that was the character. I wonder who she is. March 8, 2017, Day 3. It seems that each stage takes place in a different day. Inside of the birdhouse, Mabby meets her first enemy, the Cubirds. They are an invasive but fragile race, and Mabby is able to overpower them and reach the back of the birdhouse. Here she finds Rabbo's tunnel, and once again plunges downward into its uncertainty. Also, I do like the cute crayon graphics on the bottom left there. Emily missed 2 chopsticks, or 2 chalk sticks apparently. Oh, congratulations, I've reached the end of the demo. Yeah, I'll definitely vote yes on this game, that's for sure. Oh yeah, and green bricks certainly have a lot more uses because they can block enemies. And I suppose that was the end of the demo. From the 2 levels I played, and I got 81% completion, apparently I missed 3 chalk sticks, 1 in the first stage, 2 in the second stage, although I have no idea where those 2 chalk sticks could be. Probably some creative usage with those green blocks, and maybe some hidden or invisible walls. That's probably it, maybe in the mini-boss fight. But from what I played, I quite like the demo. The platforming is tight, and I do like the beginning usage of the puzzles, especially the creative usage of the green blocks, and how they have some extra depth, like you can actually chain up the green blocks in order to create a staircase of sorts, the fact that the timer resets in the wall, and how you can creatively use it to wall off enemies or attack bosses with ease. I wonder in the future in the full game if you'll get life ups or the ability to create even more blocks, because on the bottom left I see a marker for just 2 green blocks, but there is space for up to I believe 6 in the UI, so perhaps in the future in the full game. So for my time in this demo, I do give it 2 thumbs up, and I would definitely like to see how the final game turns out. The aesthetic is quite interesting and quite unique, reminds me of Super Paper Mario, and I do wish more games took a different aesthetic instead of the usual 8-bit early retro style. Instead we have something a bit more vector-based and very cube-based, but really colorful, and kind of reminds me of childlike or crayon-based colors. I do give 2 thumbs up to the aesthetic. I will keep an eye out on this title. So good job with creating a demo, JoyPlay. Well then, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!